Hi, it's Marcus back, the Angry Disabled Man, and I'd like to thank the people that watched the last video. It was only sort of 30 odd people, but it was, a start, and it really was just a dry run for could I actually do this. Just to let you know how I'm creating these videos, I have my laptop. And that's it. I'm not using any special cameras. I'm not using any special microphones. The only light I've got is the light coming in from my window over there. And I'm really doing this as a dry run tester. If it works, then obviously I'll get better equipment, better lighting, and what have you, and more interesting background than sort of my door. And we'll go from there. So thank you very much. And I have had some feedback over the last video, mainly from people who I know, um, and that's one of the things I've fed back at a lot. And I need to stop doing that. I'm going to try and do that. And if I can't, then I'll work out how to do the online graphics properly, and we'll have an M counter. That was one. Another one is I tend to look over there. Don't know why. That's just something that I do. Apparently, I do it when I'm on a Skype call as well, and don't know why. I'm going to try and look at the camera, but if I do glance across there, then, you know, bear with. I've also been asked why I call myself the Angry Disabled Man when I'm not ranting and raving and I'm not screaming and shouting. Well, it's the difference between anger and rage. I am angry about these things I talk about or plan on talking about, but I'm not full of rage. I may well be when I encounter them when I go out and about, but I've got what my granddad always used to call an Irish temper, up and down in me paddy. Forget about it almost as quick as I start. So I'm not the raging disabled man, though sometimes I am, and if you've ever been on the wrong side of me, well, probably your fault. But what I am is angry at the way the able-bodied treat the disabled, and it's not intentional nastiness. Um, what it is unintentional, unthinking, you know, uh, and it's really well. The thing I want to talk about today is drivers, not drivers who are driving, drivers who have parked. We all know that it's annoying when you can't get to where you want to be. We all know that you want to be able to park where you need to park to go to, so go to shops, go to friends, just general whatever you do with a car. Dropped curbs. How many drivers are parking on dropped curbs? They're not there to make it easier to get onto the path for people to park. They're there to make people with mobility issues, give them the opportunity to get onto the path out of the road. And not just people with mobility issues. Lasses walking down the street pushing a buggy, they get stuck as well. I've seen me in this wheelchair have to come off the curb, drive down the road, and then cross my fingers and hope in vain that there's another drop curb further down to get back onto the path. So I'm basically wheeling it into traffic because some person, and again, I'm trying not to swear, it's have decided that they can park there. The other thing that really annoys me, I mean, the drop curbs are essential. They are a lifeline for me. Um, and that sounds like a bit of hyperbole, but it's not. It is until you end up in one of these wheelchairs. And to be fair, it only happened in the middle of 2009 for me, so I had a 35 years of just going and not understanding any of this. Very steep learning curve. You got to stop parking on the dropped curbs. You've got to stop parking on the paths and pulling so far across that someone in a wheelchair cannot get past. Somebody with a buggy cannot get past. Your car is not more important than a person. You've got to understand that. And it's not just the drop curbs, and it's the areas where they say they've got keep clear painted on the ground. And you're thinking, well, that could fit in there. That would be a lovely parking space. Yeah, but it's keep clear for a reason. Now, where I live, there's a big keep clear, and it is an exact parking space, you know. But that area needs to be clear because of the businesses that are using the courtyard. And if that's blocked, they can't get their staff, their deliveries in and out. People in wheelchairs or with mobility problems can't get in and out. And people with pushchairs certainly can't get in or out. So just because you've decided I can park there, that does not make it the case. Yellow boxes, you know, the cross hatches, it's probably got a proper name. I don't drive, so I don't know. They are there for a reason as well. Now, at the local supermarket, they have very limited parking because it's only one of the little ones. And they've got two drop curbs so people can get across the path, and they've got a yellow crosshatch in between. And people still park on that, blocking access for everybody. And it doesn't, I'm not just talking wheelchairs, I'm not just talking people with buggies, I'm talking everybody has to walk on the road just so they can be next in line to get a parking space. You can park over the road, you can park a couple of streets down. You have to use your legs. Boo hoo. You know, if I could walk that far, I certainly would. Just think about where you're parking. Because you are making life hard for other people. And I know you're not doing it on purpose. I know nobody's driving around thinking, right, where can I park? I want to get those people in the wheelchairs. That is not the way it works. But unintentionally, it is. So stop it. Get there. Get the way you want to go. Seriously. But don't park on a drop curb. Don't compromise somebody else's safety just so you don't have to walk an extra 30 yards. Seriously, just stop doing it.